Hi, my name is Jerry and I collect 1970s toys, mainly toy soldiers, hence the name of the channel. A few videos back, someone posted in the comments and asked, hey, how big is it? And of course, they were wondering about my Airfix toy soldier collection. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure myself. I started collecting 1/32 scale about 25 years ago, had some 1/72 scale, but started more 1/72 scale playsets and all those things since starting this YouTube channel about, 3 years ago now. So I never really counted all the boxes I have. I just know I have a lot of stuff. So I figure we'll do that today. I have pen and paper so I can write down everything and we can figure out how many boxes out of everything I have. So I'll do first 1/72 scale, I figure, and do all the play sets and everything that go with that, and then we'll move on to 1/32 scale and try to get a list of everything, and let's just see what it is. I think it could be fun. I'm really curious to have a look at my own collection. It's not often I bring them out, everything all at once, so this is going to be fun. Let's start. So maybe a few more than I expected actually, but I have them in different parts of my apartment, in some cabinets and some drawers and stuff, so now that I put them all together, there's quite a few. And now while I have them on the table, I can show you some of the different boxes in different years. So first box ever released was this one, the Guards Band from 1959. Yeah, really pretty box that I'm really fond of now that I started collecting all the old 1/72 scale. It looks super cool. Another early set is the Combat Group, which is not World War II. It's pretty much a copy of some other manufacturers' toy soldiers as far as poses and everything goes. But it's kind of neat. And then, of course, they produced a lot of different themes, cowboys and Indians. World War I, neat theme, and super cool, nice boxes. I really like these. Airfix did a few sets that are not toy soldiers, of course. They're geared towards train modelers. Animals, this one I really like. The civilian set is kind of neat. And again, the box art is super cool. There was also quite a few sets of World War II figures, of course. So this type box ran between 1959 and 1968. And then in 1968, they started releasing these boxes that are called, I guess, the blue boxes because of the blue sides. These box arts ran between 1968 and 1975. Some cool other themes, except for toy soldiers, were of course the Tarzan figure set, and also the Sheriff of Nottingham and the Robin Hood, which is supposed to be here, but it's in the mail from eBay, so I should get it about next week. Then we have what's called the white boxes. It's just collector lingo. And these are the ones I remember. These ran from 1975 to 1979. And now we're talking some really cool box art. I even have some of these in still wrapped in plastic. The plastic kind of shrinks, so the boxes get kind of deformed. You got to be careful with that. I really like the back of these as well. I had a few of these. I had the German infantry, I had the German paratroops, and I really love these boxes and figures. So over here on the left side, we have the last ones I'm going to show today. These are the 1980 to 1985 boxes. When these were around, I was more getting a little bit older, like 12 to 17, and actually was more into modeling than playing with toy soldiers. So that's kind of how I remember these boxes. And then I have some few odds, ends and bits here, some kind of weird baggy things that were actually from Sweden. Swedish importer did these, the Prince August manufacturer actually that did tin casting. So a few of these weird ones I have as well. But now you're wondering, how many boxes? Let me see, I counted them all and it says 146 boxes. And also, I forgot, I have a bunch of loose ones I bought from eBay from one seller. Complete loose sets. And I think there's like at least 30 sets in here. I figured this would be good if I ever found some good boxes and I wanted to add some figures to them. Kind of got those at a really good price. And I have one more thing here. I have the drawer from my old cabinet that I had as a kid. My sister repainted it white. And here I have a bunch of my old 1/72 scale with a bunch of the vehicles I painted myself, like Matchbox and other vehicles. And yeah, so this is Not all of these are my old figures because I actually added some sets that I bought later for my son to play with. So I'm glad I still have that. So that's one part of my 1/72 collection. Now all the other things in 1/72 scale. So Airfix had a pretty extensive range of other things than just toy soldier sets. They have for the play sets. This one this is one of my favorite boxes from when I was a kid. I love that binocular kind of a thing on the box. Coastal Defense Assault set, a very neat little set. Then you had the gun emplacement set as well, of course. Pontoon Bridge, another one, really neat little set. And then maybe some of the best box art ever made on a toy soldier set, don't you think? I think it's pretty damn amazing the amount of effort put into making box art for a toy set. But then again, I think we can consider this one and probably the other ones as much scale model sets as just play toy soldier sets. Another great thing they did with the small ones, small vehicles, a lot of fun, plastic, one piece, really durable to play with. These are of course also the ones included in the bigger play set. Some of the good ones like the elephant is pretty rare to find. And also this one, the half track and gun. I like the Sherman though. I think it's a great little model. And yeah, the box art on these is pretty cool as well. Nice 70s, 60s clean style. I like it a lot. And they made a few bigger ones like the landing craft and truck to pull some armor on it. But then there were all these building sets that some of them were included, or all of them, I should say, probably included in the early play sets. A little bit smaller boxes. In these, you didn't get a box of toy soldiers. You just got the soldiers on the sprues in plastic bags. But these were really, really nice. I love the box art on these ones. So you have the Wild West, and then you could just get the Fort Apache if you wanted to just get the building. Or you got the Sherwood playset, or just the Sherwood Castle. Sahara playset, or Fort Sahara. The Zoo set though, which I actually have 2 boxes for, with different box art, is one of my favorite playsets actually. If I had gotten this as a kid, I would have been so happy. I just really, really like it. And I really like to play. You know, I had a great Märklin playset, which this one would have gone really well integrated into that one. You could also get the Battle of Waterloo Farmhouse. You could get the Coastal Defense and also the gun emplacement. And I gotta tell, I'm not sure now, come to think of it. Could you get the bridge, just the bridge? Maybe you could. I don't have it though, so maybe it's something I need to get. But all in all, how many boxes do I have of everything now then? So of the early smaller playsets, I have 6 of those. For the buildings, I have 7. And then for the playsets, the large ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 playsets. And then see how many vehicles also. So all counted, there's 21 of those vehicles. So that's a pretty decent 1/72 scale collection, I think. Should we move up one size? All right, so now we're up a scale and things get larger on the table. So you can, this is got like a wall of Airfix 1/32 scale I'm sat behind here. So this is really, really neat. So, real quick, just a few of the boxes over the years. First in 1969, we have the brown boxes. This was the first version of the British paratroops, one of the really rare boxes. This one's in pretty good condition, I would say. And then, of course, you had like a second version of the paratroops that looked like this. Both the box art and the figures were changed. So the brown boxes ran between 69 and 72. And then in 73, we got the target box, which is the one I remember the most. This is, of course, the German mountain troops. One of my favorites when I was a kid was the British Commandos. I traded a lot of toy soldiers with friends when I was a kid. One of the few boxes I got to buy brand new was the British Infantry Support Group. I bought that in Gothenburg on vacation. I still remember it. It was a great little set. And for the 1/32 scale, they did 4 Waterloo sets, which are very nice figures. Another one of my favorites, which my dad painted, I have a video on these, the footballers. Pretty different kind of a theme. And they did an American West series with Cowboys, Indians, and this, the 7th Cavalry. Probably one of the best sculpted toy figures, toy soldiers ever made. Ron Cameron sculpted these. And these are just, he knocked it out of the park with this set. Mid-70s, they started doing a 14-piece set instead of the 28, 29 pieces. And then after being bought up by General Mills. They did a few of the last sets, like the Modern Russians. This is a very rare set. And of course the iconic SAS, both as a unit and as a toy soldier set. Really neat. And just real quick, these are the Humbrol style boxes from like the mid to late 80s. And then in the 90s, they did these little pathetic small plastic bags of 6 toy soldiers. I think these were geared to like more for modelers to paint or something. Because who's gonna play with just 6 toy soldiers? So now I gotta count them all, right? To see how many I have. So now I counted them all and I get a grand total of 107 boxes and 2 bags. I also have about 1,500 loose. I did a video showing when I set up over 1,000 toy soldiers on the table here. I'm not gonna bring those out because the table here is getting quite full. And just those 1,500 toy soldiers, it's just gonna fill the whole table. Let's see what other toy soldier related stuff they did in 1/32nd scale. So this is all the 1/32nd scale stuff they did to complement your toy soldiers. First of all, my building boxes seem to be in such poor shape, man. And most of the building stuff is taken out because I used it for setting things up. But they did the checkpoint, of course, if you recognize that one. A little bit harder to find than the other ones. Then, of course, you have the very classic strong point. I have one of the brown boxes for that. And that also came in a target box style. And this was also included in the combat pack for like the European theater. And then, this one is a very flat box. There's stuff in there though. You have the Desert Outpost, which is of course included in the Desert Combat Pack. And then lastly, you have the Bamboo House, which was said to be planned to be put in a 3rd combat pack, which kind of leads me into the vehicles and one thing I want to show you. And the vehicles were kind of a mix of Cold War era. See, we got the truck here as well. I think this is also Cold War era. Also think this gun was Cold War era. But then you have the half-track, the Hanomag. And we have the, where is it? The Cromwell. Yeah, there it is. The Cromwell, also World War II. And then we have the Abbott. Is it down here? Yeah, here it is. That one also Cold War. So this was quite a mix. And the Hanomag, of course, really neat, really nicely made, durable. And we actually came in 2 variants. One in green as well. And that brings me to this. The non-existent Sherman from Airfix. See, it's got the same roller system kind of a thing as the Cromwell. And the rumor has it that CTS, Classic Toy Soldier from the US, bought the molds for this one that was never produced when they had to go into foreclosure and bought up by General Mills. They had already made this. And there's a rumor that they were making a combat pack on the Pacific theme. And when it comes to Airfix, I would say the combat packs, and especially the Desert Combat Pack, is things of legend. This one is really hard to come by. This is in really good condition, my Desert Combat Pack. And then you have the regular combat pack, which is not as rare, but still a really nice playset. These came, you know, with 2 vehicles and the fire and little bunkers with the discs, and came with one of the buildings, and then 2 sets of toy soldiers. So this was a really good playset. And I think compared to, there's the American ones, the Marks never owned a set, and those are okay. And then you have a Matchbox made 1/32nd scale playset. But these 2, no one even came close to these 2. So if you want to buy a 1970s 1/32nd playset, get one of the combat packs, I should say. And if the Desert Pack is too expensive, just get the regular combat pack, because that European theme with the British Paras and the German infantry, you get a Hanomag and you get a Cromwell in it. It's a really good playset with the strong point building as well. Counting all this, it looks like I have 7 buildings. 11 vehicles boxed, and I have, I think, about 6 more unboxed in the cabinet, and I have 4 of the combat packs, which is not too shabby, I gotta say. So, a quick run through of the total. For 1/72nd scale toy soldier sets, I have 146 then. Playsets, I found another one while bringing out the 1/32nd scale. So that's 14 plus 1. That equals 15 playsets of the older 60s and the newer 70s. 7 buildings, 21 vehicles. And then again from 1/32nd scale, bringing this out, I found 3 more boxes of 1/32nd scale figures. 107 plus 3 equals 110 and 2 bags. About 1,400 loose, 7 buildings, 17, 18 vehicles, loose and boxed. And then you have 4 combat packs. So this was kind of fun and interesting looking through my whole collection. I liked it. So now I know if someone asks me, how much stuff do you have? I can run to my little notepad and remind myself of this. Anyways, a lot of this stuff, like the vehicles in both scales, I've done videos on. I've done videos on the combat packs, videos on most of the 1/32nd scale toy soldier set. Not that many 1/72nd scale sets, but I'm starting that process now. So hopefully within the next like month or two, there should be regular videos out on 1/72nd scale stuff. Hope this was fun, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Cheers.